this is Tina with You Made That, and today I want to show you something that I made. It's this little s'more. Okay, so he is cross-stitched, and then I used these stamps from Lon Fawn to kind of make a little, I don't know, presentation for him. And I got this, I think at the Dollar Tree. So it's a cute little easel. I could always do something on the back too. But I used a program called Winstitch, and I really like it. And coming up is not a tutorial on how to use Winstitch, but kind of a little overview on how I made this little s'more guy. So check it out. So I've opened up Winstitch on my laptop, and here it is. There's my little s'more guy. And this is the palette of colors, DMC flosses, that I'm using. And you can tell it to get rid of every other color that it suggests and only keep the ones that I'm using. And I like that feature because then you don't have all these colors that you're not using anyway. And this tells you, okay, so there's the eraser. This tells you, well, there's 2 white stitches. There's 9 of the light tan. There's 117 of the darker brown. And as you can see, yes, there are 2 white stitches. And so it keeps track of how many colors are being used, how many times, I guess. And then you can also change these icons because they'll default to like letters of the alphabet, and I'd rather have symbols and stuff. So you can totally change those and be in control of those. I find Winstitch is pretty easy to use. There's a manual and stuff that you can reference and look at and everything, but I kind of learn by playing around. And so these buttons up here, like, will show you different ways of looking at your stitch. So here, this one is just black and white with the symbols. This is color with the symbols, and that's a lot of color. Every square is a color. Whoops. And then this looks as if it's already been stitched. See, there's a little like Ada markings, so you can kind of get an idea what it looks like. This button shows what it would look like half stitched. What do I call those? Instead of a cross stitch, it's just half of that. So here's color. Again, kind of has a little roundish look to it, different than this one. And then it also will make the pattern for, I think it's crystal diamond painting or something like that. So if you do that, you can also use this to design those kinds of patterns too. So that's kind of fun. Of course, I kind of leave it at, what do I leave it at? That one, when I'm designing. And so this is also where you can use, different motifs, and that's your palette. You can bring in new colors if you want. And when I'm designing, I go up here because I want to design in, oh, sorry, I did the wrong thing. Okay, I go up here because I want to design in X's, not in just half X's. So I go up there and I'm gonna get my cursor. I really just kind of play around one square at a time. Like if I think he needs to be a little plumper, then I might go in with this color and go, okay, what will he look like just a little plumper? And then I'll say, oh, I don't want those anymore. Where's my eraser? Okay, and oftentimes it's just one square that kind of makes a difference. And it's like, that's it, get rid of those 2. I'm keeping them like that. And it's kind of just tweaking one square at a time. And that's how I work. I'll kind of draw the s'more, and then it's just a matter of this needs to be bigger, this needs to be smaller, this needs to be wider, this needs to be thinner, just however I like it. And then I'll get a couple of opinions and say, okay, this is what I'm thinking. What do you guys think? And, you know, sometimes they'll have some ideas and stuff too. So I realize I probably, like here you can use buttons in your pattern. I don't use a lot of these. I basically just draw with it, and then you can export it as a PDF and have the key for your patterns and everything too. So yeah, I mean, it works for me. I like it and it's fun. You can also specify if you want this to be a small stitch, so you can say 40 by 40 if you want, or you can do like 200 by 200. You know, I don't know how big it does go, but you can decide that way if you want a bigger pattern and stuff. So that's kind of a little bit of information as to how I came up with this guy. Thanks for watching that little overview of Winstitch. And also I wanted to add that when I was creating this s'more, I didn't use floss colors that I had, but when I stitched it, I didn't use the colors that were in the pattern. I just substituted what I had, dark brown, light brown, those kinds of things. I just substituted what I had in my stash. So feel free to substitute the colors, because I put the pattern as a PDF for free for you guys down in the description below. So if you stitch them, let me know. And this is for you. Thanks for watching. Bye.